And I would hope the owners just say, they have a word with Eddie Howe and said, by the way, you're staying. I don't give a shit.
Welcome back to Black White Banter, ladies and gentlemen, and I just want to say that this is the most obscure random video, but I'm also going to say it because we don't say these things enough, the proudest video that I will ever post on Black and White Banter, certainly up to now. So I am just heading now to a bar in the middle of Singapore to host an event with ex-Newcastle United player John Beresford. So I am going to be on stage with him, asking him questions about Newcastle United, about Alexander Isak, you name it. So I'm heading over to the Penny Black, which is the Newcastle bar now. I don't know how this has happened. It's massive thanks to Ian, who runs the Newcastle Singapore Supporters Club. And I guess, to some way, this page, people like you who are watching this right now. So I'm going to get over there now. I'm nervous as hell. I definitely need a few beers before this event starts. Let's get in and sit on stage and try not to make a fool of myself speaking to a player who has been in a dressing room with the Newcastle United team under Kevin Keegan that has beat the likes of Man United 5-0, Barcelona 3-2. Let's get in there and let's just do something I never dreamt in a million years I would be doing when I set up this page under Steve Bruce, ranting about him and creating jokey memes on Facebook. That's how this page started. So let's get in there for what is going to be a wild end to my time in Singapore.
Let's ask, what's your weekend been like in Singapore?
I think I was starting a word, a new word. I've been Singapored, and literally poured. Loved every minute of it. I've been lucky enough to, I came when I packed in playing and did TV out here. So I'm reminiscing, I think it was 2001 when I first came out. And after a bit, one thing that the hospitality's never changed, the weather's never changed, and please keep inviting me back. I love it. I feel as though I think I fit quite well here because it has got a nice feel about it. Penny Black, yeah, because it's special because of the Newcastle connection and everything else. But honestly, as I said, I've just got an affinity with the place itself. I think it's just fantastic. So, so long as I can get my liver sorted out when I get back, I'll be all right. So you sort of, I'm going to walk back in and my missus is going to go, oh, okay, should we go out? And I'm going, I don't want to go anywhere. I need to book an holiday. That's the thing.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but 30 years ago, you and the Newcastle squad came over to Singapore for the last time that the squad were here.
Aye, yeah.
Now, I'd love to hear some stories about that trip when football was very, very different in terms of no social media, and I imagine a lot more went on than what it does with the current squad.
Yeah, it's a different world. I remember we came out here and I think it was like a select game we played against, but we won 5-0. I don't know if anybody remembers at the time, but I had actually a decent game and I got all excited, and somebody told me that, by the way, man of the match, it was like a watch. I think it was a Rolex watch, and I got all excited. I'm thinking, I'm fucking in here. I'm in here. I fucking played well. And anyhow, it went, and by the way, the sponsors have now announced, and the player of the match is, and I'm like, and it went, Peter Beardsley. And I thought, he's been shit. He didn't have one of his best games. And anyway, then Kevin Keegan saw me, and he came up, he went, Bez, he went, you gutted, aren't you? I went, yeah, I am, gaffer. He says, Bez, what you got to sometimes realise is, they wanted to meet Peter Beardsley, they didn't want to meet you. And in that one moment, I kind of realised where my level was, So it was, he said the choice was between David Ginola and Peter Beardsley, but I wasn't even fucking in third. So, yeah, it was, and then, as I say, I remember we went out on a few, so, is Brick still going? Yeah, that was good. I liked it there. And then, I always remember doing Buddy Murphy's. That was another one I remember. But as I say, see what it is about, what I love about like our era. We played hard and we partied hard as well.
I'm wrong, but 30 years ago, you and the Newcastle squad came over to Singapore for the last time that the squad were here.
Aye, yeah.
Now, I'd love to hear some stories about that trip when football was very, very different in terms of no social media, and I imagine a lot more went on than what it does with the current squad.
Yeah, it's a different world. I remember we came out here and I think it was like a select game we played against, but we won 5-0. I don't know if anybody remembers at the time, but I had it actually a decent game, and I got all excited. And somebody told me that, by the way, man of the match, it was like a watch. I think it was a Rolex watch, and I got all excited. I'm thinking, I'm fucking in here. You know, I'm in here. I fucking played well. And anyhow, it went, and by the way, and the sponsors have now announced, and the player of the match is, and I'm like, and it went, Peter Beardsley. And I thought, he's been shit. You know, and he didn't have one of his best games. And anyhow, and then Kevin Keegan saw me, and he came up, he went, Bez, he went, you gutted, aren't you? I went, yeah, I am, gaffer. He says, Bez, what you got to sometimes realise is, they wanted to meet Peter Beardsley, they didn't want to meet you. And so in that one moment, I kind of realised where my level was, you know. So he said the choice was between David Ginola and Peter Beardsley. So, but I went even fucking in third. And I would hope the owners just say, they have a word with Eddie Howe and said, by the way, you're staying. I don't give a shit. Whether you want to go or not, it's irrelevant. You've got 3 years left in your contract. They should just be saying, by the way, give us a year now, which we will get stronger. We'll compete. It gives us a chance to compete in Champions League. We can then still keep competing at the top, and then you can have, if you want your dream move, if it is for him, then we'll give you that leeway to do it. That's my thoughts of it. And I know there's a few people saying, no, you know, but that's my view.
Well, you're reading between the lines a little bit in what's gone on. What is your take on what's happened with him? Do you think it is just that dream move? Do you think there's been so much noise in the media? I know we all second guess because there's so many different reports, especially with social media.
The thing of it is, if we're talking about different things, and somebody said to me, there's no loyalty in football. Well, why? Well, there should be. If you sign a contract, that's your contract. And then, you know, Newcastle have done magnificent for Isak. So now it's his time to repay Newcastle United. And what I mean by that is, you come to a compromise. He then goes, and this is what I'm saying, he's going to be tempted, because what happens now with football is, you know, the agents will be getting in his ear saying, by the way, they're going to double your money, and he's going to earn millions anyhow. So he ain't ever going to be skinned, put it that way. So now he'll be thinking, right, but do I want to go to Liverpool, who are going to be, don't get me wrong, they've got the best squad now I've ever seen in a long time. They are going to be competing on all fronts. So he is going to be tempted. And I'm going to go, yeah, but don't worry, you can have that next year. You owe us. And that's it. And that's my view on it. If he then starts to kick off, I don't think he will, but if he starts to kick off and go, like, I don't know, I'm going to go on strike, you know, this move has to happen, I'll be destroyed in my sort of thought and in my soul of a football player. He signed a contract with Newcastle United, and we're backing him. It's not as though, don't get me wrong, if we went in Champions League and we would just say we finished 10th, mid-table, something like that, I would go, fair enough. But no, the thing of it is, we're going to be competing. It's like, what I look at what we did last year. I thought it was unbelievable for us to win something, get to Champions League. Now, the bar has been lifted. So what we're looking now, we will, I'm telling you now, there'll be fans going, if we don't start well, there'll be some idiots going, oh, get rid of Eddie Howe. Yeah. I'm fucking telling you. And I'm going to go, whoa. Just work with it. This is something that's going to take time, and because I think our squad is a bit bare. We need 3 or 4 proper, but be careful. Don't just be bringing shite in and causing bollocks. You need 3 or 4 proper players with the right character. And I've heard, this is just me, but like, you know, Mitchell has left, you know, and you think to yourself, well, you know, I don't know the full story of it, and I still work at the club, but that is a vacancy that needs filling.
Right.
So,
sorry if the sound quality of that is bad, and if anyone hasn't tuned in this long, I understand microphones in a room that are being recorded on a phone, it doesn't sound great, but I hope some of you watched. I haven't shared the whole thing because I wasn't going to because of the sound quality. I know it's not a very good video on YouTube, but anyone who's watched me from the start might know that was still the weirdest, as I said at the start of this video, the weirdest thing I've ever done. I feel blessed, I feel privileged, I feel speechless that even happened. I don't know how this has happened, especially over, maybe in Newcastle it might make more sense. He's got a Facebook page, he's got a YouTube page. The fact I've just done that in Singapore is amazing. And then to follow that up with an auction for Newcastle United memorabilia, loads of people went home with smiling, oh, the lads and lasses there in Singapore, smiling faces. This is my last video in Singapore because I'm walking home now to go to bed for an early flight to Korea. Wow, what an ending. I thought Beresford spoke so honestly and well about Alexander Isak, and I know if he was doing anything officially for the club he wouldn't be able to talk like that, but he did. He was honest. He said that we should keep him, we should tell him he's under contract, which is totally fair. I agree with him in many respects, especially if we don't bring players in. And he just spoke so passionately about the football club and how much he loved playing, not only under Kevin Keegan, but just playing for Newcastle. He's a great guy and he does all the work and I did nothing. So yeah, Newcastle United fans, anyone who's followed me from the start, thank you. You made that happen. Anyone who hasn't, who's just watched that video and hasn't got a Scooby-Doo who Black and White Banter is, well, do me a favour. Whack that subscribe, give us a comment, let us know what you think about Beresford's comments. And I'm just about to head over South Korea, so there's much more content to come ahead of a very interesting season. Less said about the transfer window so far, though, the better. But I'm not going to let that ruin this amazing pre-season so far. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, especially on a night like tonight, keep the faith. Ho, lads!